And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish.
And a red fish, blue fish.
And one fish, two fish.
And a red fish, blue fish.
And one fish.
All right, that's looking okay.
And
a red fish, blue fish.
And one fish.
All right, we're sounding good on Twitch. Let's just double check YouTube. And a red fish, blue fish.
And one fish.
All right, we're sounding good on Twitch. Let's just double check YouTube. YouTube is good. And a red fish, blue fish. Do that. All right. I was working on adding some morphs to the sweatsuit. I'm nearly done. I just have to do the Genesis 9 top. So we're going to do that. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup on the rigging. We're going to get back to the holiday vignette and see if we can get that set up in Daz. And if I have time left over, I might try and start another outfit. I'm thinking kind of a cowgirl, sexy cowgirl outfit, or pajamas a la Pajama Game. Something like that. So anyhow, all I have left to do is this top here to get the morphs in here. We're not getting the special morphs. We're just getting the matching body morphs, and then we should already have the adjustment morphs in here. So we're going to do that with ZBrush. So I'm going to make sure I have the sweatshirt selected first, then the pants, then Genesis 9. Then we're just going to walk through all of these, dial them in, see how they look. That actually looks okay. Although, you know what? I think I'm going to clean that up anyhow. So we're going to do that. So we're going to dial these in, pop over to ZBrush, clean them up, bring them back, and then save this all out. Then we're going to go through and check the rigging and do a little bit of cleanup on the way the morphs are set up in the clothes. So that's what's on tap first. And then maybe a little bit of substance. I think I started getting this done. We'll see how this goes. Anyhow, let's get these morphs done. What I do need is my list of morphs, which I keep right here. So we're going to do the breast morphs, and we're doing the breast cleavage. So it's just easiest for me to come in here and copy the OBJ names. Come over here, activate the ZBrush, accept. ZBrush is opening up on screen too because I made it small. And then can I move you? Can I move you? There we go. And we can see we have we can just do a little bit of smoothing right through there. And you know what? I'm going to do the mirroring on that. Then we just smooth that out just a little bit. It was pretty good otherwise. And we put our morph name in there, and we say overwrite, and we accept, and it does the thing. And then we go on to the next one, breast diameter. You know, actually, I'm fine with that. Breast downward slope is looking okay, I think. Breast fullness lower. We're going to touch that up just a little bit. Right through here. And then pull that back out and check the other side. Looking good. Overwrite, accept. Haven't got, actually, do I have my, I don't have my base feminine. I need that dialed in. And we need to clean this up right off the bat. First things first. I forgot to do that. So we'll probably have to touch some of these up a little bit. And you know, base feminine body. Copy that. Activate. Accept. All right, we're going to smooth that out. Bring that back up just a little bit. We're going to roll around and see, you know, I could probably use a little bit more smooth right there. Other than that, maybe a little touch up right in there. I think that's good. Control V, override, and accept. That looks good. All right. So now I'm going to touch these up because they no longer quite work with the feminine. And these should all work with the feminine as our base. So we'll just, you know what? Have I got my, I see intensity and maybe make that a wee bit, and we'll just smooth that out just a little bit. Go Z, paste, overwrite, accept is good. On to the next one. I still have fullness lower on, damn it. So that's probably okay. That was probably fine. That's looking okay. No fullness lower is fine. Fullness upper is good. Breast gone. You know what? I think I'm going to just smooth this out just a little bit for breast gone. It's fine like that, but I don't know. I'd like to make it maybe just a little bit better. That works a little bit better for me. And there's that. All right, breast heavy. We're probably, yeah, now I'm getting these under creases. You know what? I think I'm going to do two morphs with this. We're going to do one that's going to be a smooth under, which can kind of help breast shapes that we don't actually account for. And then we're going to actually do the breast heavy. So I'm going to do this 2 times. Actually, I am going to copy breast heavy. And then we'll just, I haven't got anything selected. We got to reselect everything. There we go. Activate, accept. And then I'm just going to smooth. This is just going to be a smooth under, which can kind of help for cases where you've got a morph dialed in that I don't actually have a specific morph for. So I'm just going to go Z that. I'm going to type in here smooth breast under. And we're actually going to put this into the adjustments. So I'm going to do this and come over here to actor and go to adjustment and accept that. So that didn't actually do anything because we actually have to dial that in. But now we're going to bring this in and we're going to update the breast heavy with the same shape. So we're going to go Z that. Let's do this. Overwrite and accept. And now we're moving along. All right, breast large. Same thing. We need to copy that. Go Z. And we're just going to smooth you out until I start getting that, and we'll just pull that back out a little bit, like so. Should be fine. And we're doing this with the sweatpants just so we can make sure we don't get any clipping there that might need to be fixed. All right, that was good. Large high can use a little bit of smoothing on the underside. Probably good enough. Oakley dokley. All right, breast natural. Got a little bit of an under crease there. So
just smooth that out real quick. Pull that back out a little. Maybe a little smooth in there. That was breast natural, right? Yep, okay. Alright, perk sides. Looks fine. Shape 1. That needs a little bit of loving. Right, first we'll smooth. Then we'll just pull it back out. Check the other side. Looks good. Oh, I still have breast natural dialed in. No. That looks fine. Okay. So does the perk side look fine? Perk side looks fine. Breast 1. I think that's fine. Breast 2. Yeah, we got to do that one. Should be good. All right. Breast 3. See that crease there on the bottom of that one. Smooth that out. You know what? That looks good. All right, breast shape 4. I think that looks fine. All right, 5 is looking good. 6 probably could use a little bit of smoothing. It would be okay, but I can do maybe just a little better. So that's a little bit better. Okay, where are we now? We're moving on to breast side depth. Oh, that I see a little bit of poke through on that one. So we'll smooth that out, and then we'll bring that back up and bring that out. Update that. All right, breast small. I think I'm just going to smooth that out just a hair. That looks a little better. Now this can easily be male or female outfits. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm actually going to dial in the masculine for the pec morphs. Normally I don't, because normally my outfits are just geared straight for women. But in this case, you know what? And we'll also, so while we're doing that, we'll dial in the masculine. We'll dial back the feminine shape first. We'll dial in the masculine and see if we got to touch that up at all. You know what? I think that looking okay. Then we'll just do the pec morphs for that. starting with pectoral cleavage. We'll do that. I think that can use a little smoothing. I could ignore that one actually, but I think I saw a little bit, just maybe a little bit. Okay, pec diamond. I saw a little bit of goofiness up there. Oops. If I click too fast, it opens the OBJ up in a viewer. All right, you can see our little bugaboo up in here. You know what? We're probably okay on that. Is good. All right, pack height. Probably okay. Pack height outer. That was fine. Sag usually needs a little bit of touching up. So we'll smooth that, pull that out. All right, pectoral size was good. Undercurve, I think was fine. Width is good. All right, I'm going to dial back in the feminine shape because that's the one I primarily make clothes for. We'll bring the masculine shape back for the portly and the stocky. But for the rest, for most of these, I'll just work off the base feminine. All right, feminine dialed in. We are looking at right here, body emaciated. I think that looked fine. Fitness details and fitness mass are looking good, and fitness. So now I'm going to roll around to the front and run those three again. I think those are going to be fine. Body heavy. You know, that actually looks okay. Body lithe. All right, I think I need to do a little bit of smoothing up in here. Also, that's going to be some stuff we're going to fix up while we're rigging. Back to the G9 Morse. There you are. Right in here, got a little weird. Pull that back in. I think that could probably use a little right back in there too. I'm mirroring, so anything that gets done to one side gets done to the other. I don't necessarily have to do that with these, but that's fine. That looks a bit better. All right, we're going to look at muscular details. Looked fine. Muscular mass and muscular. I think those were okay. Let's take a look at those from the back. I think that's fine. Body older. All right, I saw a little bit of a crease in there, so we're going to fix that up. Right there. See that nasty little crease? Let me just smooth that out. Should be good. Let's take a peek at the back just to make sure. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, body thin. Are you okay, body thin? I'm probably going to touch that up just to double check because the armpits might need a little bit of work, kind of like lith. Copy that. Hit that button. Accept. See right in there. And also right there. Probably fine. All right, where are we? I'll take a look at tone. I think tone's fine. Body mass looks fine. Let's check those out from the back. Okay, and now we're down to the last four. So body pair and body voluptuous. I gotta touch up those pants. We'll do that in a minute. These are female morphs. I think those look fine, except the voluptuous. Probably can use a little touch up on the breasts. I accidentally unselect everything, so we'll get that all selected again. And we're just going to double check. Check the pear shape in the front. Looks fine. So we're going to touch up the voluptuous. I didn't do the thing. There's the thing. That's better. Just smooth that out. Oops. Take a look in the back. It's fine. Go Z. Accept. Looking good. Although I saw there was an issue with the sweatpants. So what we're going to do is we're going to select things in this order, and I'm just going to touch up the sweatpants if they were looking goofy. And I have this, when I bring up the sweatpants, the sweatshirt's hidden. I have it turned off over here. And we'll just take a quick whip around. Voluptuous is looking good. So we'll update that. Control V, override, accept, should be good. I'm going to just double check pair on that. I think that was fine. Okay, now for the stocky and the portly, we're going to switch back to masculine. And I see a little, little bit of smoothing in the armpits, I think. Which one do I have turned on? Portly. Okay. That one right there, portly. Copy. All right. Oh no, I still have the sweatpants selected. All right, we got a shirt pants figure. Activate. Accept. That's better. I'm going to smooth a little bit in there. I think I saw a little in the back over here that I wanted maybe. My smoothing's, I'm going to touch you back a little bit, smooth that out. So the rest of this looks fine. Yeah, rest of that's fine. What was that? That was portly, wasn't it? A little bit of touch up there. And last one's going to be the body stocky. I think that's okay, but let's go ahead and just tweak it a little anyhow. Except a little bit of smoothing in there. A little bit of through there. I could see I could stand a little touch up right in. Probably good. All right. Oakley dokley. All right, let's sweatpants. We have to we'll re-export out those morphs because we touched those up. And I gotta resave. Well, here, let's reset. Select the sweatshirt. I'm gonna save that. Genesis sweatshirt, Genesis 9. There we go. Yes. Does that all look good? That all looks good. I'm going to resave modifier asset just to make sure it does get saved. Sometimes I have saved figures and had that not saved the way I thought it should. Alrighty, let's do a little rig testing here. Let's start with the left shoulder. All right, we're going to clean that up. We're going to see how these, if I need to reassign some polys up in here. So come to the sweatshirt. What are we working on? Left, no, yes, left shoulder. So I'm going to take a look at, we'll hide that. Is that how that's supposed to be? What about the left upper arm? I'm going to pull you out a little bit further like that so it's easier to... All right, I think some of this needs to be reassigned to some stuff over here. If I hide spine 4. So this stuff definitely... Oops. Why did you bleed through? Bad boy. You shouldn't do that. Hey, Lund, how are you doing? I'm tweaking sweatsuits. I'm working on cleaning up the... it's deforced, so it doesn't need it too bad. But I'm still going to clean up the rigging just a little bit. So we're working on the... We're starting with the sweatshirt for Genesis 9. Then we'll do the pants. Then we'll do the Genesis 8 versions. Okay, and this probably should be... These are... It says these are spine 3, and I probably should actually make them left upper arm. So we're reassigning these polys. Then I think we'll smooth out the weights. Then we'll do the other side. And we'll double check the arms. Bees Daily Streams. Welcome. I gotta admit, I don't know Bees Daily Streams. What's up? Here, I'll give you a shout out. And I'll make sure I'm following. And we can check right... Oh, Craftery. That makes me think you're a crafty stream. And my brain has stopped. We're shouting out Bees Daily Streams. There we go. Playing marbles on streams. Here we go. I don't think I'm following, but I might be. Who knows? Let's find out. Probably not.
Excuse me.
Oh, actually, I am following.
Do I know you?
Marty Mauser, Royal Suite.
to make sure to try to check it out if I can remember. My memory's bad though. Anyhow, thank you for the raid. I am. Oh, it's Bry. It's Bry O'Brien. Oh, dude, how are you doing? Oh, that makes sense now. Bees daily streams. Got it. Somebody really likes the bees. It's good to see you, buddy. I gotta admit, I haven't caught you in a while. Of course, you keep changing your name. That doesn't help things. I have to remember to try to catch Bees daily streams. And I take it Bees daily streams. Is that streams daily? Is that an actual thing? We do. Okay, I'll have to try to keep an eye out for that. Now that I know what it is, I am working in Daz Studio. I'm making clothes. I am currently working on a sweatsuit. We are we are working on the sweatshirt, and then we're going to work a little bit on the sweatpants. And what we're doing is just kind of tedious, cleaning up the rigging just a little bit. Then we're going to save that out. Um, then I'm going to pop over to Substance and do some textures real quick. It's a daily stream account. It goes for like 5 minutes most weekdays. Only 5 minutes. I'm never going to catch that. You're working on selling your home in KC, so the music isn't as easy to do. Oh, okay. Are you staying in KC or are you moving somewhere else? They're more like they're, I may catch that, but I'm really bad. Headed to Maryland on the East Coast. You had been to Maryland before, right? I remember you used to work out there for NASA or somebody, I think you said. Um, so I'm doing rigging. I've got to assign these polys to the left upper arm, so we're going to do that. That's the left shoulder. That's the left upper arm. Why am I not getting... Where did my left upper arm go? What the hell is happening? Where is my... Oh no. I lost some polys. I think I might have broken something. Lurk, gotta go to... Hey, thanks for popping in. I appreciate the lurk. And I appreciate everybody popping in with the raid. Sorry if I haven't said hi to you each individually. It goes so fast, and I'm old. And that's the story I'm sticking with. It broke. It broke. We're gonna redo this. I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna reload it because that's what we had earlier. Yo, Charles, how are you doing? Say hi to Brian O'Brien. Brian O'Brien is a good music streaming friend who is streaming under the name Bees Streams Daily, or it looks like he does community streams now. I haven't caught Mr. O'Brien in the longest time, and it's good to see him again. Anyhow, check out my friend Charles. Doesn't actually stream, but check him out anyhow. How are you doing today, Charles? All right, I'm back. I'm back. We're reworking this because something went wrong. Doing okay now. It looks like you might have to some. Oh no. Well, hopefully it sorts things out, but I know that's not an ideal situation, dude. Brian O'Brien music. Um, I'm going to remember what I'm doing here at some point. Okay, I'm cleaning that up. I don't necessarily have to have this too clean because I'm just going to use D-Force. So when we simulate it, it doesn't look as bad. But on the other hand, it would be kind of nice. Oh, I got to tweak the D-Force settings on that so that waistband doesn't drop like that. But it would be nice if it looks a little nicer when you bend it without simulating. So that's what I'm actually just working on right now. And now I've got my progress bar in the way and I can't see chat. Evil. It's probably fine. I'm going to undo that. So I'm going to clean this up just a little bit. I have some polys here which need to be assigned over here. So I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to go back into the geometry editor, tools. I have the sweatshirt selected. I'm going to hide spine 4. I'm also going to hide the left shoulder. And I'm going to hide the left forearm. So all of this stuff should be left upper arm. So if I do that, come over here and assign to that. And then when we hide that, so that's mostly good. Now I'm just going to bring this all out. I'm just going to smooth the weight maps out so it looks a little better when you bend it. We'll start with the weight maps for the left shoulder. I'll go into the weight map editor. I'll select that, and we're just going to, I'm changing the size of my brush because I always change the size of my brush. And I'm just going to smooth that out so that it doesn't look so wonky. Do the same thing over here. And then we'll go check, you don't have weight maps. That is over here on upper arm twist. And the other one. That's probably good enough. Now we'll do the other side. And that's probably all the rigging I'm going to do for this. Let's reset. Let's bend you a little bit. Let's bend you a little bit. Let's reassign. Some of these polys obviously need to go over here. And there's probably a poly in here that might need to go over here. So we'll clean those up. Sweatshirt, we'll do the same thing. Geometry editor. We're looking over at, so once again, I'm going to hide that. And I'm going to hide 3. And this group right in here should be part of spine 3, I think. Can I just, nope, it bled through. I've got a connection in here somewhere, so I'm going to try to have to manually pick these up and assign them like so. And then if I hide that, now does this, that's better. And I can assign all of those. Much better. And I think, you know what, that's probably good enough for that as far as reassigning. And then we'll just touch up the weight maps on that so it doesn't do this goofy little thing here. So we're going to the sweatshirt and we're going to be looking at the right upper arm, right shoulder. We'll start with that one and we'll use our weight map and just smooth that out. That looks like most of the work right there. We'll also check the upper arm twists. That's probably fine. All right, I'm happy with that. Let's reset and save that. And
I'm going to do a couple of organization things to make the morphs in here look nicer. So we'll pop over to the sweatshirt. We're going to come over here to the parameters. And in here, I'm going to color things. We're going to set some limits. I have a bunch of morphs with garbage names, so we're going to rename that stuff something that is more human readable. I'm going to move. You're supposed to be under adjustments. Bad morph. Bad morph. So that one needs to go into this category over here. Adjustment. Accept that. All right, we're going to switch into edit mode over here. I'm going to grab all these adjustment morphs through here. We're going to change the color on them. So they're all green and black. So they all look the same, and it's just visually easier to spot all the adjustments together. Now I'm going to set these into the same group so that all of these are under actor and then in adjustment, and accept that. So now they're all in this one happy group together. Also, what I'm going to do is let's set limits on this so they don't go past 100 or minus 100. There we go. We'll enable the limits. Okay, now I just need to clean up some of these names. Like some of these are duplicates, and I'll delete them out later. But this one right here, body underscore BS underscore, that stuff has to go. So you're just going to be expand all. You're going to be loosen buttocks. Smooth breasts. I guess spelled that wrong, didn't I? That's supposed to be smooth breasts under. All right, where are we at now? We're here at loosen collar. I just clicked on the one I just did instead of the one I wanted to clean up. Loosen collars is good. Loosen midriff. Do I have a midriff? I have a loosen midriff up here. So I'm going to delete that one out later. So I'm not going to touch that loosen neck. I got a loosen neck here and up there. Loosen sleeves, upper arms. We're going to keep that one. So I'm going to clean that name up. Loosen thighs. I think waist lower and waist upper I've already got in loosen wrists. Do I have a loosen wrists? I don't. We're going to touch that one up then. Should be good, except that. All right, I'm going to do a couple of saves here. We're going to save the sweatshirt right there because we've updated the rigging. All of that's good. And also, before I forget, I'm going to save out, just to make sure, save out all the morphs. And before I forget, I'm going to run over into the data folder and delete the ones I don't want to keep. So here's where DAS stores all the data behind its figures. And we're doing the sweatshirt, Genesis 9. There we go, morphs. My morphs, my base morphs. And there's a few in here. So I think midriff and neck were duplicates, and this waist lower and waist upper are duplicates. So the rest of this should be good. All right, so that should be fine. And before I forget, I'm going to delete this and reload it and just make sure my duplicate morphs aren't there anymore. Pop over to here. All of this is looking good. That's how it's supposed to look. All of this stuff is actually hidden. Users normally shouldn't see that. All right, that's good. So now we're just going to touch up the pants. I think I'm going to do the Genesis 9 version later, and we'll work on getting some textures set up. Let's do that. Let's hit you. Let's select that. I'm just going to, my problem's going to be right in there. You can see the issues already. And I probably have faces in here which are assigned to this group and should be over here, and same thing over in here. So we're going to clean that up, smooth this out a little bit on the right and the left. So back to the geometry. And we're going to look over here in face groups. I am looking for, I'm in the wrong thing. I've still got the Genesis 9. I want the sweatpants. And we are probably looking at the thighs. So you see this little island here, thinks it's part of the right thigh when it actually should be the left thigh. So we're going to select all of that and move it over to the left thigh, which I hid. So that's good. So now we're just going to kind of do the same thing. We'll hide the right thigh. And little things like that and that. Those should be part of the right thigh. And right now they're part of the left thigh. So that cleans up my geometry selection. Now we're just going to touch up these weight maps to get that a little smoother. And we're doing the sweatpants. So I'm going to expand that. And we are, I think, left thigh, and I'm going to get that weight map brush. And this actually doesn't have weight maps because they're over here, left thigh twist and left thigh. Actually, let me just make sure. Left thigh. Yep. So left thigh twist. We're just going to smooth that. I'm going to subtract it from here and smooth it out over here. I think it's the, if I hold the Alt does that. Nope. The Control. There we go. Control. Is it the Alt that subtracts? The Alt does subtract. Okay, excellent. And then I'm going to smooth out the other side to get rid of that obnoxious little spike. Yeah, it looks so much better. Also, apparently I didn't have a big problem on the other leg, but how are you looking? Okay, I'm going to get rid of that from over here. So that's good. So now we'll go look at the right side. So I'm just going to clean that up a little bit over here. We don't need that, anything going on there. It's a really light setting. And then we'll just check you. You know what? We'll just get rid of that. And that's probably good enough rigging for those. Reset. Select the, okay, so we're going to clean what we did with reorganizing the dials over here. We're going to do the same thing for the pants. So first things first, I'm just going to select everything, set the limits so that they are limited to 100 and minus 100%.
All right, we're going to change the color of all of these. Make them all the same. This green and black combination. And then I'm going to set those all into the same group. So you're going to find all of these in this adjustment category right there. All right, and now we're going to clean up these names. Let's just take a quick look. Midriff, lower, upper. And I think I have a midriff and I have a lower and an upper. So those I don't need to clean up. But this here, BS underscore body expand all, we'll clean that up. Looking good. Get the buttocks cleaned up a little bit. Ankles. Loosen up the knees. Midriff I'm going to delete out. Thighs, I want to get you. And these are going to be deleted out. All right, so this is good. We're going to save the sweatpants with our rigging changes. All right, that all looks good, except that. And is good. I'm just going to make sure. It seems redundant, but I have recollections of not doing this and then losing my morphs. Okay, then we're going to pop over into the data and get rid of these 3 extraneous. I'm going to delete you. So back over here in the data folder, we are looking for Sweatpants Genesis 9, Morphs, me, base. And what I'm looking for is some of these loosens in here, midriff, waist lower, and waist upper, because down here I have versions of these that say loosen. All right, should be good. Let's load everything in. All right, sweatpants has applied properly. Sweatshirt has applied properly. Yay. Also, we have clogs. So, I haven't set these up for Substance Painter yet. I think the rest of the outfit is set up. I'm just going to double check though, just to make sure. We're going to export this out. We're going to touch it up a little bit in Blender. And then we'll open up Substance and quickly get some sweatsuit textures set up. Yep, I'm staring blankly at the screen. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, sweatpants and sweatshirt. Let's grab those. Come over here. Just take a look at these material zones. They're looking good. I want each material zone to have its own unique color. This will come in handy later. So we're just running through and quickly assigning colors. Do the same thing with the sweatshirt. You know what? I'll also color up the Clogswell here. That needs a little bit of. Well, I'm going to take care of that later, though. You know what? You're looking good. I'm gonna just carry on. Oh, I was checking the resolution on those. All right. Back over here. What are we looking for? We are looking general. Nice resolution. It's set at base, so that's fine. All right, when I export, I want that to be at base. I'm going to turn the smoothing off. Do the same thing with this. All right, I'm going to export these two together. Also, let me just double check and make sure I'm not going to cry. That's what that's supposed to look like. Yay. Export that. Hey, there's substance. I'm going to overwrite sweat IDs. And let's also save out the clogs. Am I calling you clogs now? Crunks. I'm going to call you clogs. I'll rename you later. Clog IDs. I think these are smooth. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that again. Clog. And this is going to have no materials. And we're going to uncheck right surfaces. Is good. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to separate the sweatshirt from the pants. So I'm going to do that in Blender real quick. That's an old version of Blender. Why did I click on that? Doesn't really matter. I opened up 4.1 because Chris keeps old versions of Blender on because you never know if something's going to break in a new version. All right, activate import. Projects. CC Basics. This is Basics 08. Whip Substance. Sweat IDs. This is the one. That looks pretty good. So I'm going to move that over there so that this doesn't end up occluding on top of the pants. All right, I'm just going to export you back out. Oh no, I'm missing my pass. I'm importing. That's the problem. That's exporting. So I'm going to overwrite that. And then I'm going to overwrite the one with no materials. And we're going to... Oh no, materials is unchecked already. So we're going to save that once more. This time with materials checked. Materials is checked. What the hell? Chris is driving himself crazy. There we go. Uncheck that and then save over that. Got it. All right. Let's see how this goes. We don't need ZBrush anymore. I'm going to close you down. We're going to launch Substance Painter. Oh, I closed my chat down. Not that anything's happening in it, but you know. Oh, there's Lund. It's a good idea, and it's nice that Blender lets you do that. I do like the fact that I can do it with Marvelous Designer too. I don't know why Daz has to be such a butt about installing extra versions. It makes it tricky. All right. Recent files. So I had started this, but we're going to update it and redo everything. So let's just do edit project configuration, select. We're going to reload that in. We're going to come over here and bake mesh maps. I'm going to rebake my mesh maps. Well, we have that set up, so I might as well do it first. This is for the ID map. All right, now I'm going to uncheck that. And we're going to do position, curvature, ambient occlusion, world, space, normal, and normal. Where's the thing? Reset defaults. I don't need that in there. And I'm going to do these at only 2K. All right, is good. Back to painting. And I'm going to hit save on this. I'm going to open up the hoodie set because it already has a bunch of nice sweatshirt materials kind of set up. So I'm going to steal those and bring them over to here. So let's hit save on this. Let's do file. Is that in my recents, by the way? There it is, hoodie. I can't find it anymore because I renamed the directory. Whenever I start testing products, I change the name of the directory and I move everything into a testing folder. So that's what's happened here. I renamed my hoodie folder. And now Substance can't find us. But you are right there. Okay, this has all these materials down in here that I'm going to use. So what I think I'm going to do is I don't need you. And I don't need, do I need you? I don't think I need you. I don't need that. I don't need the laces. I don't need the eyelets. I do want, so here, let's put this into a group. Call that, you're going to be hoodie base. There we go. And then I'm going to just save that as a create smart material. There we are. And then that sticks over here. And then when I reopen up the other one, I can drag and drop those in. And I don't need to save this. I'm just going to say discard. Okay, and so I'm not going to use you. Instead, I'm just going to bring this in. And I'm going to put that back into there. I'm going to turn my dirt off for a little bit. Take a look at what we got. Where are you? Oh, you're all the way over there. These are overlays that I was using for the hoodie set. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. I might. Oh, I can never remember how to navigate in the programs anymore. They're all different. Can I change the key bindings in here? That would be... Cephalopod University. Maybe make you a little bit smaller. We're going to move you up a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I might just swap this out for other things. Because these are the textures I used for the hoodie, I don't think I'm going to... I think I might come up with something different. Is what I'm kind of thinking. And then I have all these other ones in here. That one, that one, that one. Maybe I'll keep the cat. Maybe I'll keep the Miskatonic U. I'm not going to... Although I do need to realign everything. Also, do I want to maybe put a copy of this on the sweatpants, maybe like right in here or something? I might do that. You know what? I'm going to get rid of these. And we'll swap. We'll come up with other things to put in here eventually. But I think I will. I think I'm going to duplicate that. And then can I select you? Wouldn't it be cool if I could move it here in the 2D view? How awesome would that be? I know, now I'm talking crazy shit again. All right, let's maybe get you over here onto the sweatpants. Okay, I'm too far away, so it's not. So we're going to make you smaller because you're just going to be kind of like so. We'll rotate you a bit. Maybe move you down into here. And a little bit more rotation. Like so. Like so. Maybe move you. I'm trying to. Would be. Can I set you up in the UV view? Is that possible? Maybe. Um. Actually, that might work out better. Yeah, I think that might be good. So let's do a couple of things. I'm probably not going to keep this. And I don't want to do What's the Matter You, and Miskatonic University was my initial suggestion, but there's actually something out there on the web called Miskatonic University, and I didn't want to run afoul of trademarks. So what I need is some sort of cool fake university name, and we could put a public domain. Um, Killer Whale University, maybe something like that. I think this is just going to be a placeholder for right now, though. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and save this out. Let's tweak my highlights. Are my highlights doing anything? They are. So if I crank you up, you're making a little bit of difference. I want to take a look at the base color. That looks fine, I think. We'll go with this for right now. Let's just check that that's using height and normal. It does have an opacity map. Probably good. Control Shift E. Let's use a 6-channel export on that, because we're including an opacity map. I'm probably going to tweak that. That's probably too opaque for what I want now. And you really probably shouldn't be seeing through sweats too much anyhow. Also, I want to export out the ID map, so we're going to rebake that. Control Shift E. That was actually the selection I had when I brought up. I should have just did that. export that. CC08 sweats ID. There we go. Output directory is looking like that. So that's going to go into the whip folder. That is looking a little dark. I'm going to put it on, but I think I'm going to pop it into Photoshop and tweak that. I'm going to call you actually have a graphic, so my naming convention for this is going to be red underscore graphic. So if I change the graphic, I don't have to, I can just name it the same thing. So making it too unique. Okay, so we need to get up our file explorer here. Run over to our whip directory. CC basics. There we go. Whip. I'm going to paste you in here. There might be a copy of this in here already. Nope, there wasn't. You know what I need? I do need I need the template. We'll do the template too. Because we're going to do the displacement map now. Okay, so these. Okay, that's black, so we don't need that metallic map. We can get rid of that. We're going to cut these. Come over to here. Look at the runtime. Textures. Me. Projects. So I need to give this a name. CC08 sweats. And then in here I need two folders because I need a separate one for the clogs. And we'll also put one right here. I know I have sweats twice. Sweatsuit. We'll say sweatsuit. There we go. And we'll put our textures right in here. All right. Let's set you to extra large icon so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It's a little easier for me to visually spot the difference than it is to try to figure out from the reading the names. Okay, you're probably good, so we're going to hit save on that for right now. Put that off to the side. We're going to bring this back up and we're going to select these and come over to the surface tab and we're going to select these again because they got lost. And they have no metallicity, so that's going to be black. That's going to be our base color. I can't see the base color, so we're going to pull you a little over here so I can drag and drop. And we're going to set that to white. All right, we want our roughness into our glossy roughness channel. I want the height map into the bump. That did not drop. Let's try that again. Is good. We'll take our normal map, put it over here into the normal. Let's try that again. Is good. And I have this opacity map. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put it right in here. All right, let's set up a displacement map to give us some fake thickness. So we need a texture template, so we're back into Blender for that. So pop over to UV editing, select everything. Export UV layout, there we go. Up and templates and me, and I gotta rename you. And CC08 sweats UVs. Export that, should be good. I'm gonna set up the clogs real quick too. let's pop back over to here and let's get the clogs in here. Oh, right there. You're looking good. I think I don't have to actually re-export you, but we do want to save the UV map for that. And that's going to be clogs, UVs. I'm in the wrong folder though, I can see that. That needs to go over here. Oh no, I forgot to. So let's do 4096 by 4096. We'll do that. Excellent. All right. Tab out, select those, tab in, select everything, resave. Over that, and I'm at 4K this time, so this should be better. Oakley dokley. In the whip folder, I need my ID map. I'm going to open that up with Photoshop. Here's Photoshop. It's doing its obligatory line. All right, drop the template in there. Select the outer bounds. Fill that in with black. Okay, I don't need that really. Now we're just gonna do this. I need a new layer. Is good. We're gonna fill that in with white. Okay, I'm gonna hide that for a second. We're gonna make another new layer, which is just gonna consist of these. Why are you? Oh man, you're the wrong color. That means you're probably a... Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to fix those later. These have got the wrong material. These are just selected the trims. Anyhow, I'm gonna select you, you. Let's get those, those. Kind of noisy. I'm gonna... That selection wasn't clean. So I'm going to tweak the tolerance on that. It's still not. Let's try. I can just say contiguous. That will probably help. Missed. Okay, did I get all the trims? I did not. And if there was one on that sleeve, there's one on the other sleeve. How's the rest of you guys looking? You all look fine. So we're going to make another layer here and fill that in with white as well. All right, let's bring this layer back and we're going to do an inner glow. My inner glow is actually set to black and multiply. So it kind of adds this edge. It's looking a little thick. I think I'm going to maybe do that. And then we'll do kind of the same thing here. Inner glow. And I'm going to make you kind of like that. I'm also going to add a little bit of an outer glow on this. So I get a little bit of differentiation along in here a bit. And then I'm going to actually set this to multiply on top of the other one, if I can do that. I think outer glow is what I'm looking for there. Is that? Oh yeah, I see it now. Okay. It's good. I'm going to go ahead and rasterize. Can I rasterize this? There we go. Then I can multiply this. It should be good. It's a little janky over there. I'm probably okay. Let's see how this looks for this placement map. All right, file, save as. Yeah. We're going to put you into the WIP folder as the Photoshop file. And I'm going to do a save as copy. And for this, we're going to say JPEG. And we're going to save you down here in the texture folder. And this is the displacement map. Also, I'm going to blend a little bit of the bump map in on this, I think. It's something I've been wanting to play with a little bit. So we'll take our height map, drop that in. Oh, you did not line up right. Can I snap you into place? I think I did. Is that not? There we go. Rasterize you. Set you to multiply. Then I'm going to dial that back a little bit. Let's see how this works. Hit save, file, export as JPEG. Why do you say PNG? You know what? Overwrite that. There we go. Okay, let's see how this works out. All right, back over to here. Yeah, that opacity is too wacky, isn't it? Why are you? Oh, because you're all red. I'm going to render this with that opacity, but from how dark that thumbnail looks, I think I'm just going to have to tweak that. Hey, we're at the halfway point for the stream. Oh, that is nasty looking. All right, I'm not even. We're done. We're done. We're not even touching that. Nope. No. Opacity. Let's open you up with Photoshop and tweak the levels on that. Control M. All right. That'll probably be much better. All right, let's take a look at how this is going. Let's put the displacement map on too. Oh no, I'm totally in the wrong space. You know what? There's an easier way to. I can just. There we go. All right, displacement map is activated. We need to set this to something so that it shows up. 6 probably good. All right, let's see how this is looking. There we go. Good old cephalopod U. So we're going to do some touch-ups in this. I need to put my mesh smoothing back on because I can see some displacement breaks over here in the collars or in the cuffs. I'm mostly happy. So I got to do a couple of savings. So anyhow, so one of the issues is my displacement, my base resolution. Um, let's Control Shift F that. Goes back to high resolution. That should take care of that little split I saw over there in the cuffs. Was there other stuff? There's probably other stuff I'm forgetting. We'll take another render at that though. See how this is going. Did I not Control R? I did a Control Shift R instead, and that Daz didn't know what to do. That's looking better. Yeah, I think that'll be good. So we're going to do some touches up. I'm going to add a little bit of extra detail in here. I may or may not add stitching. I don't know. It's so hard to actually see stitching on sweatpants though and sweatshirts. So I may not. Am I getting a decent? I might tweak it because I'm not really seeing a good displacement here on this. This is mostly looking fine. It's in the ballpark. It has that sort of a fleecy sweated shirt material going on. So I'm mostly good with that. I am zooming in on the cuffs. I might tweak the here, let's switch you over to Ivory for a little bit while I tweak the cuffs. That's not it. It's over here. And this happens in the preview a lot where it doesn't quite, despite the fact I'm using levels of subdivision, the preview isn't quite showing that. How annoying. Is it just because render view sub D level and now I've lost it? Okay, let's try not to move this too much while I tweak the cuffs. It's a little annoying I'm not seeing proper. See, now we see it. A second ago it wasn't showing it, now it is, and I didn't actually do anything to change it. If I tweak the displacement on that, I think maybe I'll just update it up that just a little bit on that. Over here, this maximum displacement 1.5 or 0.15, that's like a millimeter and a half. If I do something like that, make it pop even more, so that kind of doubles the displacement on there. Gives it a bit better look. I might live with that. Probably good. All right, we're going to turn that off. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple of little things. Control Shift F on that. I'm going to come over here and make sure that that's set to generic, and I want to memorize that. I want to do the same thing over here. Oh, you're still generic, and you're good. So I'm going to resave you. Sweatshirt G9. Now we have our texture. It should be good. You know what? I'm going to make a couple of little changes to the D4 setup here before I save it. I was pretty happy with how I had that set up. This needs a little bit of tweaking, especially in the waist and the cuffs. I think is where I really, yeah, because I'm going to switch those dynamic strengths to say 0.7, and I'm going to come down here and do a little bit of contraction expansion on those. And let's do a quick test here. So before the waistband slid down underneath the sweatshirt, and now it's staying in place. So I think this will probably be good. All right, I'm going to do a quick, and this is just going to be a simple plastic. So let's do the, all right, that is good. All right, turn that off. I'm going to reset, resave the sweatpants. It's good. Okay. Is good, is good, is good. Okay. And Adobe Substance, you are fine. So let's say file open. Did I do the clogs yet? I did not do the clogs. This is in the wrong folder. I did not do the clogs yet. Okay. There's the clogs and no materials. Okie dokie. Basically, it's just going to be plastics in different colors. Oh no, you I don't need. Let's pop over here to mode. Let's bake the mesh maps. I don't need you, and I don't need you. The rest of this is probably good to start with. Am I still baking? It looks like I'm still. I can't tell. Is it being. Oh, it's broken again. I gotta restart it. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna close Photoshop. I don't need Blender open anymore. Let's see if we can relaunch Substance and get it to play nice now. Too many programs and streaming at the same time makes Substance Painter unhappy. All right, let's pop over here. Bake mesh maps. Let's try this again. I don't think it baked anything. I think it's I think Substance is done for being used on stream today. Damn you. Damn you, Substance. Yeah, it's not happy now. Um Let me just make sure it's being shut down in the background. Make sure it's not doing something like staying open where I can't see it. I might have to do a. You know what? You're probably fine to close. I saved that. I saved that. I'm working on the shoes. Okay. Let's try that. Let's try this. Let's try to relaunch Substance. Because I did actually want to do that to do some other texturing on the winter vignette. All right, let's close. Let's actually, that file might be just garbage now, so I'm not going to open it up again. So I'm just going to say file new, and we'll try this again. Okay, not thickness and not ID. And you're 2K. All right, let's try that. Well, it says it did them, but I don't think. See, this isn't refreshing. Damn you. Substance has encountered a problem. Okay, don't send. I don't know, maybe it'll clear it up now. Hey, Loki, how are you doing? Hello, hello, hello. File, new, select, clogs. Okay. File, save as, clogs. Been busy as a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest. Hey, thank you for the shout out there, Mr. Charles. Right mode, big mesh maps. What if I do it like this, one at a time? No, my substance is hosed right now. Arg. You'll be giving a short sleeve bundle, base plus 2 ads tonight on. Ooh, nice. So there you go, everybody. Feel free to. We have a Saturday night social tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Our good friend Loki will be doing a little giveaway. So feel free to join us tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's just broken. I can't use Substance. Oh no. That's what I was going to do most of my work with for the rest of the day. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to stop stream for just a minute and we'll be right back. I'll see if I can reboot and get Substance uh, up and running again. Can't say that you'll be there, but you put the download in it. Okay. All right, I'm going to take a short break, and I'm actually going to stop stream and reboot. So give me a few minutes. So hey, thanks everybody for being here. And let me bring up the RB box screen. Where is it? Where is it? Am I even in the right? That's not even my right thing. There we go. That's it. There we go. RB Bach.